What's up, guys? Hey, how are you? Man, night number 2 this week for Pocono Raceway, live from Long Pond, Pennsylvania. About to see these NNR Xfinity drivers, take their turn around this 2.5 mile, 3-turn tricky triangle. Hashtag what turn 4. Man, last night we saw a lot of great racing, 2, 3, and at times 4 wide with very, very few cautions in the truck series. I think we're going to see another great one tonight. Old J-Pa, he's got them qualified, got them all done. Everybody's back in the lobby. They've only got about 20 seconds before they kick this off. It's gonna be another great one. I honestly can't wait to see this. They're gonna be on that the strong draft or high draft setting. You can bet your bottom dollar that they're gonna be stacked up pretty well. Monster, what's going on, man? How are you? So just waiting on the invite to go ahead and get in here so we can watch them get loaded in, go through the field as we always do. We'll actually find out who our pole setter is together and go from there. There is the invite from the one and only driver of the 9 Q-Dog, sitting in P2 in points, just a mere 23 points behind the 13 of the one and only Commando Griff. Griff has really been turning it on. He came in P3 last night. Man, if he can have the same kind of night that he had last night tonight, man, it's possible Commando Griff could actually lock up the championship right here at Pocono to where he can go on to Charlotte next week and not have a worry to think about. Rock, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Let's see. Much that's going good. Tree Wade. Man, I say the same thing as you, man. Good luck to all. As we're going to go ahead and pick these guys up already on track. And as always, we got about 2.5 miles from this triangle to kind of go through the field. I tell you what, if you ever get a chance, go back and watch the way this 8-car Combat Beast, there's a reason he's on the pole. Go back and watch the way he gets around this track. It's, man, he gets through that tunnel turn bad fast, makes up, I have to say, at least a tenth or two. I'd like to see what the qualifying time was, but I got nothing right now. So it looks like, again, it's going to be the 8-car Combat Beast on the pole. 2 is outside. It's going to be the 98 of old MK Master Killer. And then behind him, we got the 5 of Lil Tank. Lil Tank was actually the first one to go out for qualifying, so it looks like he had a good lap right from the get-go. 2 is outside. I hit the wrong button here. Let's try that again. 2 is outside. It's got the 11 of Cinepuse. We'll have it on board with him, as well as our pole sitter, the 8 of Combat Beast. Got the 9 of Q-Dog starting off in P5. 44 of old Baritone Boss in P6. Then P7, got the 20 of Duramax. I'm actually going to have an onboard with him tonight as well. So I'll have a total of 3 onboards. There is our current points leader, again, sitting 24 points just ahead of the 9 of Q-Dog. The 0 of LXTX7. A couple guys said, watch out for this guy. So we'll have to see what he's going to be capable of. He's had a couple misfortunes here lately, lagging out a couple of weeks in a row. Hopefully not tonight. Then the 22, the double deuce of Yotes King. We're going to bring it back up, going down towards turn number 3. This Hellman's Camaro for Combat Beast has served him well many times throughout the season. We'll have to see if one of these races where the points are ever so much more important. I have to see if maybe he can gain a bunch. Looking at the actual Xfinity Series points, I'll bring them up for everybody a little bit later on, but Combat Beast sitting a mere 30 behind Commando Griff, only 6 behind Q-Dog. So we'll have to see if tonight maybe he can gain a bunch. As we're going green into that Raise Energy restart zone, Combat Beast going to take him in. Only got a field of about 10 or 11 drivers, but with this high draft setting, you can bet that they will be around each other for the most part, depending on what slider they decided to go with. But either way, it's going to be one hell of a race. Second to last race in this NNR season. Only got tonight, and then we've got next week. We have Charlotte Motor Speedway for all 3 series. So after tonight, only 4 more races. The Cup guys about 8:30 Eastern tomorrow. The Truck guys 9:30 next Tuesday. Xfinity next Wednesday. And then, of course, next Thursday night, going to wrap it all up to find out who's going to claim that Cup championship between the 13 of Lucky Dog and the 42 of the one and only CGMX Rose. Either way, this year we're going to have 3 brand new champions. NNR Bowling's already claimed the championship on the truck side. We'll have to see if the 13 is going to be able to get his picture up on the NNR website as the Xfinity champ, just as the 98 of Master Killer gets around the 8 with a big old pull down the back and a big old push from the 11 of Syracuse. Couple of our onboards battling side by side. Everybody going down the long pond straightaway. 8 car's going to try to pull back to the inside of the 98. He'll have the preferred line. 98's going to have to check up. A little bit of contact there. 98 turned in just a little bit before the 8. Here comes the 5 of Lil Tank with a whole lot of momentum. 11 of Syracuse going to give the 8 a shot to the back bumper. Going into turn 3. Whoa it up. Use the rumble strips to allow you to turn just a little bit better and come on off as hard on that throttle as you can. Combat Beast's going to go ahead and lead this one as well, but new second place car. It's going to be the 5 of Lil Tank. Man, I love Pocono. I've been to this track many, many times when I actually lived in the Pocono Mountains. You got to kind of sit a little bit higher up in order to see everything, but man, one other thing about Pocono, and I pointed this out during last night's stream, there is absolutely no shade on these grandstands. Riding along with the 98 of Master Killer, when they come off of turn number 3, and you look at these stands, they go just about all the way down the front stretch, the longest front stretch in NASCAR, and you'll see there's no overhangs or barely any overhangs except for the top tiers. And there are no trees, no nothing to help shade anybody. You bake at Pocono. So if you go there, make sure you bring your sunscreen because I guarantee you're going to need it. More than a cape out there. What's up, Cape? How are you, sir? Keep on going through the field. Now catching up with your guy that's on the outside for a battle for P2. The 11 of Syracuse and the 5 Little Tank. Everybody's still chasing the 8 car of Combat Beast. And it looks like behind them is going to be the 98 of Master Killer. And then it looks like that might be the 22 that's kind of cutting the grass, taking a little bit of Dan the Lawn Man's job right there. But getting around here pretty fast to say the least. Yeah, exactly. Just like Darlington, you absolutely bake. What's pretty cool about getting to Pocono, if you come from the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton area and you go up Route 115, they actually, on the way to the track, they shut down the highway coming into Wilkes-Barre-Scranton, and they make that road 3 lanes going up towards Long Pond. And when the race is over, they do just the opposite. They make it 3 lanes going back down the hill. I lived 45 minutes from Pocono, and if you go there and you're coming from the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton area, get on over into the far right lane. It's almost like riding a shoulder on the highway. Most people don't use it. And yeah, you can absolutely cruise to get there. You just got to watch for the drainage ditches and the people's who their driveways are kind of falling apart. Could be a little problematic there, but man, you can make up a lot of time. It's a fun track to get into. The security they're on horses, going through the infield. You can have a lot of fun at Pocono. It looks like the 5 went ahead and smacked that outside wall, came back in, might have collected 1 or 2, but I think he was the only one to go around. So more than likely, we're going to go ahead and stay green. Mama Balls, what's happening? How are you? looking at the guy that is P2 in points right now, the 9 car of Q-Dog, rocking this Echo Park Camaro. He's just a little bit back behind the 44 of Baritone Boss. Baritone Boss behind that red 0 of LXTX7. LXTX7, he was coming in here with some pretty high hopes. And as they got 18 laps to go here in stage number 1, he's sitting right now at about P6, as you see ahead of the 44. Your top 3 are nose to tail. Then you've got 4 drivers here back to the 44, almost nose to tail. And I'm not quite sure. Okay, I thought maybe for a second that they were going to call a manual caution, but no such situation. There is the 20 of Duramax. Duramax right now, he's kind of, I believe the only car that might be behind him is the 5 of Little Tank that we saw it spin just a moment ago. I'm sure Duramax can't wait for that first opportunity to bring that 20 down pit road and make his first round of pit stops, first round of adjustments rather, during a pit stop, and get this Toyota, up to speed. On board now with our points leader behind the 22 of Yotes, and just in front of that 0 of LXTX7. The 13, he's just shoving that 22. He wants to get back up in here into the mix. Commando Griff drove the 40 truck last night during the Truck Series race and actually came in P3. J-Pop finished second. So both of those, hashtag J-Pop Militia guys had a pretty good race. Can they do one better? Well, we'll have to see. Let's actually catch back up with this 8 of Combat Beast. He's got, I believe it's going to be the 11 right behind him. Yep, he's got the 11 right behind him. And as you can see, these guys, well, I was going to say these guys are nose to tail, and that's going to allow them to scoot away just a little bit. The 11's going to try to the inside and get back on the throttle, but the 8 strong on the outside. Man, I tell you what, we've all heard that term power move before. Well, I'll tell you what, Combat Beast said, not today, at least not right now. He tried to get back on it, but he kept the 11 pinched down, so the 11 lost all kinds of momentum coming off, and as you see, he's losing quite a few spots. Either the 11, he's completely used up his stuff, or he said, you know what, I need to take it easy. So let's go ahead and get back up there with this 8 car. And I think I'm actually going to go ahead and pull Combat Beast's feed right now. What do you say we take a lap or 2 around this place with him? Brandon, we're doing pretty well. Can't complain. Oh, White Walker, I am alone, sir. All by myself. But that's all right, man. I can't complain. I'm going to go ahead and pull the 8 car's feed right now. We're going to take a couple of hot laps around Pocono with this Hellman's Camaro. Y'all out there, go ahead and crank this up. It's going to be pretty good. Here we go. Sorry about that. Thanks for letting me know, though, Papa Bear. Well, go ahead and crank it up now. One more lap with this 8 car.
Half to go. This time by.
To the circle Mustang.
Car there on the inside. All clear. No pressure from behind.
All right, we are back. Couple of solid laps with the 8 of Combat Beast. Picking right back up with him. And man, he had a little bit of a challenge from the 98 of old Master Killer, able to fend him off. Actually, a couple guys were able to get back up to his rear bumper, but nobody able to get on by. This Hellman's Camaro is definitely very, very strong. Good job by him. Next time they come on by the start stripe, we'll go ahead and grab a lap count one more time. I think it's probably right around 10 to go, but we'll double check. He's definitely keeping everybody in this field at bay. And yep, exactly at the line, 10 laps remaining. Swats, buddy, if you want to go ahead and kick in that back door, you are more than welcome. Just let me know, and I'll go ahead and turn that mic on. Looks like our first round of green flag pit stops is underway. 98 of Master Killer brought it in from P number 2, and I believe that's going to be the 5 if I'm not, nope, there's the 5 right there. One more down pit road as well. There's a 9 of Q-Dog. Now, all these guys, they were told that they've got to signal that they're pitting on the Long Pond straightaway. So that's the straightaway going up the backstretch, not the one between turns 2 and 3. I'll actually let you know in case the rules are similar tomorrow when we see the Cup guys take on Pocono. But the entire backstretch that Q-Dog is about to enter right now, this is the Long Pond straightaway. So Q-Dog, if he was to go ahead and pit, this is where he would signal and then also come across and let everybody else know. And I think, man, when I say, kick in the back door, I meant it figuratively. But here is the driver of the number 51 and the NNR Truck Series admin, old NNR Swats, also driver of the 51 in the NNR iRacing Series, Mr. Swats. What's happening, sir? Pretty sure I just heard you. You playing games with me? Maybe you came in and backed out again. I don't know. But that's okay. Looks like somebody, that was I'm not quite sure who that was that just went down into the grass. Sorry, Swats, I thought I just heard you say my name in the Discord. But that's, hey, whatever. It is what it is. I see how it is playing games with me. I got you. All right, so looks like there's, you just saw the bright yellow Hellman's Camaro of Combat Beast. He went ahead and signaled that he's going to be coming on down. So more and more of the leaders going to go ahead and dip in. Now, the 98 was behind the 8 car. The 8 car has been out on track a lap or two more than the 98, so the 98 should have made up some time. So I'm actually going to go ahead and pick up old Master Killer right now and see where he is compared to the 8 car when the 8 comes out of pit road. Yeah, in my head, rent-free, but I'm sure you see all the signs in there saying, you know, space for rent, so it is what it is. Yeah, Monster, Griff is around. Last I saw you sitting about P4, P5, so the guy that came into tonight's race about 24 points ahead of Q-Dog, he's not doing too bad, but yeah, he is absolutely out here on track. So now, like I said, I'm very, very curious to see where the 98's going to be and where the 8 car is going to be. 8 car right now, he's getting his left side tires on, and the 98 is on. He's out here on track as we see, and that bright yellow dot that the 98 is coming up on, that is Combat Beast. So the 98 should be able to come flashing right around him, especially since he's got a little bit of draft help and the 8 is still getting up to speed. I don't think he's going to catch him, so how about that? Even with a brand new set of tires, the 98 was not able to take the lead back over. The 8 car Combat Beast is able to retain the lead even through a round of pit stops. Not bad. This is very, very true. A whole lot of available space. I remember when I was a kid, you used to be able to go like this and knock on the top of your head and make it echo coming out of your mouth. Yeah, I mean, there's even more of that as you get a little bit older. But man, yeah, so enough of that crap, right? Let's keep on going. 5 car little tank. There's a little bit of a battle here between the 20 of Duramax, the 11 of Cinepuse, and I'm not quite up there just ahead of these guys. Let's kind of cycle around a little bit. Okay, no, it's going to be the 44 Baritone Boss. So he's got a couple of guys pushing and shoving behind him. We'll have to see if they can actually get on up and get past him, though. Baritone Boss, he's no slouch. Ooh, hold on to it, Duramax. Good job. LXTX7 getting by the 13 of Commando Grip. Next time by, it looks like we'll be sitting at about 3 laps to go, give or take. And I got to be curious. This is just stage 1. Within 14 seconds, how much change can they actually work into their first pit stop? We'll have to see, but you can bet that everybody is already anticipating this 40 some odd second pit stop that's coming up for the stage break, and really get the rest of their changes in that they worked on all week long, getting ready for the tricky triangle. As you see, the 13 of Commando Griff get on back by the 0 of LXTX7. They're going to go ahead and push and shove and try to, I think that's the 98 of Master Killer just ahead. Yep, Master Killer is, let me see. Yep, Master Killer's right there. 22 of Yotes, and now the 22 is now behind this 8 car. A-Car doing everything that he possibly can to break the draft, much like what we saw last night and the battle for first. And again, this is just max stage points here in stage number 1. And you got to figure, Combat Beast right now, he is thinking, I've got, good 3 or 4 spots back to the 13. Max points right now can absolutely help me. Combat Beast right now is sitting about 6 points behind Q-Dog, and Q-Dog is also not in his rear view. So right now, man, this 8 car has one hell of an opportunity in front of him. We'll have to see. All right, so Master Killer is sitting in third, and the 13 of Commando Griff right now is sitting in fourth. And I believe looking back a little bit, that's going to be the 0 of LXTX7 a little bit further back. So as always, after a pit stop in each round, the cars usually tend to get spread out. I believe it's like 10 or 11 cars on track. So not a big field, nothing like the 19 that we saw last night. But then again, the championship here in the Xfinity Series hasn't already been determined. The 13 of Commando Griff, he's still trying to hold off the 9 car of Q-Dog, as well as the 8 car of Combat Beast, and even further back. Between this race and Charlotte, there could be a huge upset. I mean, anything could happen. We've seen people lag out with these crappy servers, in stage 1 or stage 2, and then their biggest competition go on to win the stage, or stages. So, man, anything can and usually will still happen. Looks like the 13 of Commando Grip, he's going to go ahead and move himself up to P number 3. The 22 of Yotes and the 8 car Combat Beast still sitting first and second. Going to go ahead and pick back up on that 8 car. And look at this! Change for the lead. The 22 able to get in front of the 8, but now we'll have to watch. This is the white flag lap for stage number 1. Watch this 8 if he's able to dive into turn 2, coming over the tunnel turn as he's done. He's been able to gain a whole lot of time, a whole lot of momentum. Look at him charging off the corner. He's going to dive outside. No, dive inside. Way to fake out the double deuce. Going into turn 3, 8 cars. He's going to wash up a little bit. Can or will this be a drag race to the line? 22 to the inside. Combat Beast going to come on down the block, reminiscent of the 97 and 32. I'm sorry, 32 rather, at Darlington. Way to get it done, Combat Beast. One hell of a finish for stage number 1. All credit goes to the 8 and the 22 for one hell of a phenomenal finish. Woo! I need to take a big old swig of my Raise Energy. So in the meantime, we're going to take a little bit of a commercial break. You know where we're going. Right on over to NNRLeague.com under the home section, and then of course the Zazzle tab. You're going to want to go over and take a look for yourself. A lot has changed. It's all switched from red to blue, but here we go.
Hey NNR fans, are you looking for a way to rep your favorite NASCAR Heat preset league on Xbox Live? Look no further. Just go to NNRLeague.com, scroll down to the Zazzle tab, and see what we have to offer. From t-shirts to hoodies to clocks, we have everything you need to show your support. Thanks for being the best fans, and we hope to see you at the track repping that NNR red.
Sorry guys, I actually meant that was reminiscent of Darlington, the way that they were, kind of beaten a little bit. But here we go, start stage number 2. Let's go ahead and unfurl that stage 2 flag. Here we go, 8 car Combat Beast able to retain that top spot. 22 of Yotes, 98 of Master Killer, 13 of Commando Grip, getting a huge shot from behind. But everybody's going to go ahead and chase this 8 into turn number 1. And since the 8's got the lead all to himself, let's see if he actually shows everybody right now, if he's not listening, how he gets around Pocono during qualifying to get that pole, get that fast lap. If there's any Cup guys out there, never mind. Not going to be able to do it. 98 of Master Killer came diving to the inside, licked the stamp, hashtag send it. 3 wide, going into turn 3. We don't need a turn 4. They're going to go ahead and settle this right now. 98 looks like he wisely backed out of that. He's going to give the 22 Yotes a little bit of a shot. 8 car Combat Beast to the outside. Everybody's got to love this high draft. 20 of Duramax, 13 of Commando Griff, and the 9 of Q-Dog. Now sitting inside our top 6. change of pace, 22 up front, 8, 13. 8-car did gain a couple of points in stage 1 as far as trying to run down Q-Dog. And he also gained a couple points on that 13, trying to, do as much as he can. So maybe it won't be quite an uphill battle when we get to Charlotte next week. What a way to wrap it all up, though. Next week, Charlotte Motor Speedway under the lights, NASCAR's home track. It's gonna be a great time. You can imagine what the chats are gonna be like. Again, the truck series, that is already settled. No real big issue there. Bowling, he's got that tied down. So next week, during Tuesday night, you may actually see a whole bunch of guys come on over for another great fun run kind of a race in the truck series at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's gonna be good. Just like we saw last night, a good 19 or 20 guys out there on track, hopefully ready to mix it up. '98 of Master Killer's got the 0 of LXTX7, and while those guys are worried about battling each other, big move from the 44 of Baritone Boss, right on by both of them, going down a short stretch between turns 2 and 3. And Baritone Boss, man, if everybody knows that every single point is needed, let's say like that's the last lap, those guys are battling it out, he comes on by and steals 2 points. 2 points can be huge. Some of these guys were talking about the championship that Tony Stewart won against Carl Edwards several years back, where it came to 0 points. It all came down to finishes and wins and all that, laps led. I think it might have been during the actual chase, and Tony Stewart went on to win that championship with Carl Edwards. I mean, you can't say 0 points gets any closer, because, man, it really doesn't. White Walker out there saying, yup, think Q is going to get it done. Griff is right there, though, absolutely. I'm actually going to work my way back up right now. There is the 13 of Griff with the guy that he's trying to hold off right there in front of him. There's the 20 of Duramax, too, is outside. 8-car Combat Beast just got shoved high. So the winner of stage 1 now now he's going to have to play catch up. Can he get through all this traffic to try to reclaim this? If anybody can, I think the 8-car is definitely possible, or are definitely capable, I should say. But man, new guy to the point, the 9 of old Q-Dog. He's going to try to work his way here through turn 3. Like I mentioned, get those left side tires down on the rumble strip. Let them help you make that turn. I'm not sure if it does or not. You would think if you're using the rumble strips to help you turn, it wouldn't wear out that right rear quite so much. But yeah, the 9's going to go ahead and lead that lap. 17 laps remaining here in stage number 2. 9, 13, and that I believe that's going to be the 22 of Yotes back there. Let's actually go ahead and check in, I think, with our 11 car. I think he might be sitting, he's sitting a little bit further back. Let's see who's the furthest up that I've got an onboard with. Looks like it's actually going to be the 8 car getting underneath the 11 of Cinepute. So a couple of our side-by-sides right now running door-to-door. I believe I said, I've got an onboard right here with the 20 of Duramax sitting in P number 3, trying to hold that 8 Hellman's Camaro behind him. And look at that. You see just what I was talking about. The 8 car getting his left sides on those rumble strips, and he was able to gain just a little bit on that 20. Able to let him get through that corner a little bit better. You know, you've got oh, 8 car and 20 made a little bit of contact. Both were able to hold on to it, and neither one of them lost any kind of position or really didn't lose much momentum either. But the 9 and the 13 continue to stay nose to tail. It seems like, you know, both of them are part of that hashtag JPOD militia. So you can imagine during the week when they're practicing, or when they were practicing for Pocono, they might have shared some stuff. So they both might be able to get through the corner at roughly the same pace. They've got a setup that can take a little bit of a push, able to get down, hold the line, and both can do a pretty good job. Yeah, we mentioned this 8 car of Combat, how he got roughed up, got sent to about 7th or 8th position. Look at him now, back up in here in P number 3 and running down those leaders. I tell you what, we did it before, and there was a little bit of a hiccup. I promise it won't happen again. Let's check in with old Combat, see if we can't run these guys down. Yeah, kitty.
Y'all trying to bunk, I ain't gonna do you no good, no, is it? Trying to pull away from it. Ain't gonna help now.
You hear him on the radio talking a little smack. You can't pull away from me. He says, y'all can go ahead and bump draft all you want. And with a whole lot of momentum off of turn 2 into turn 3, diving to the inside of both the 13 and the 9. Off the corner, you see the 13 in his rear view. There's the 9, at least a half of his car, side by side, coming to the line. 9's going to go ahead and keep that one. 13 laps remaining. Great job so far by this 8 car. Here he is going to go ahead and send it into turn 1. Get a little bit of that apron, help him turn. Keep the car nice and free. 9 car hard on the outside. And now he's got some help from the 13. They're going to go ahead and draft right on by. But man, great job by this 8 to get right back into this mix.
I know he's on.
Phenomenal job by those guys. All right, so let's keep on going through here. Yeah, he's absolutely got very, very good speed. Let's kick the tires and light the fires, Big Daddy. Side by side for the lead, 9, 13 down low, 8 car Combat Beast. He's going to take the high side, keep that momentum up, give the 9 a little bit of a shot. But will he duck out when it matters the most? You bet your bottom dollar. Nope, no momentum right there just yet. I think when he tried to pull out from behind the 9, he might have caught the 9's bumper just a little bit, and instead of being able to come around, he just gave the 9 a shot instead. But man, this battle for the lead just about as strong as it was last night. And who knows, we might see another stage 1 finish, this time between 3 drivers versus the 2. As you see the 8 car of Combat Beast go ahead and get on by the 9. Now he's going to go ahead and try to get on by the 13. Commando Grip on the high side. 8 car Combat Beast down low. Will he go ahead and just send it? And will the 13 go ahead and give just enough of a let up or an early entry and then come off the corner strong? But either way, 8 car of Combat Beast back to P number 1. 13 of Commando Grip, your current series points leader, sitting in P2. So even if Combat Beast does go ahead and take stage 1, yes, he's got a little bit of advantage from, take stage 2. Yes, he's got an advantage from stage number 1, but he's not going to lose too much. This could be one hell of a fight when we get to Charlotte next week. Look at them blocking all the way down to the inside line, while the 22 of Yotes, he's going to come on up and give that 9 of Q-Dog a little bit of a shot to the rear bumper going into turn 1. I mentioned this last night. I actually asked Cape if he knew the 3 tracks that Pocono is modeled after. One of them my father actually told me a long time ago, because he actually used to go to the Speedway to watch the older F1 cars at Trenton Speedway. Then of course you've got the Milwaukee Mile, and then of course Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The 3 corners of Pocono are modeled after those 3 very, very different tracks. That's why this track is very, very tricky. And just like J-Pa said in his interview last night, and I know I've heard it before, you're not going to be great at all 3 of these corners. But if you can pick 2 of the corners and be the best at those, you've got a leg up on the field. And that's what we saw last night. And so far, that's kind of what we're seeing tonight. It seems like everybody's Achilles heel, though, seems to be turn 1. Nobody's actually got the breaking point or let up point to get off the gas and get that nose set to get down into turn 1, as we're watching a 4-way battle here for P number 1. Everybody's still trying to chase down the 8-car Combat Beast to get him in that Hellman's Camaro back behind him. Right now, the 22 Yotes, he's pulling up that outside. 9 of Q-Dog on the inside. So, Combat Beast said while we were watching off of him, y'all go ahead and bump draft. It's not going to help you. He put his money where his mouth is, and sure enough, he came on back up, caught them with this high draft. That is absolutely a possibility. And he put that 8-car back in the lead. Looks like our one and only pit stop for the stage is underway. Just like in stage number 1, Master Killer looks like he's going to be the first one to come on down pit road on his very, very long straightaway and grab 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods, fill it up with that Sunoco E15, come on back out and tackle this track, try to make up a position or 2. It's definitely very, very possible, and you're capable if you hit pit road aggressive enough without getting caught speeding, and you're not too far behind the leaders. You can also come on down that at pit road speed, grab your entire pit stop without going a lap down. So yeah, 98's the first one in, first one out, and he's doing one hell of a job. Nope, not enough fuel for the stages. The last time I kept up with the 8-car and everything he's got going, he ended up having to take fuel and tires by about I think it was lap 15, if I'm not mistaken. It's they're on lap 16 of 22, and Combat Beast's fuel light just came on. So 16 laps out of the stage, and there goes his tire light as well. Q-Dog coming on down pit road in that number 9 Exalta Echo Park Camaro. Again, this is the guy sitting P2 in points just behind the 13. Q-Dog said he's going to go ahead and take that championship. Man, I want to see a great battle in that next week at Charlotte, just like in the Cup Series. The Cup Series is very, very tight between CJMX Rose and the 13 of Lucky Dog. And after the race last week, the Aviator moved into P3 over Stout Whiskey, about 53 points back. So if Lucky Dog has a phenomenal race tomorrow night, he could possibly go ahead and clinch the championship as well, one race early, the same as Commando Griff tonight. So we'll have to see. There is Commando Griff coming on down pit road. I believe the 8-car Combat Beast, he's on pit road as well. There is the 98 of Master Killer, the guy that pit first, going down the Long Pond straightaway, heading towards that tricky tunnel turn. And what I was talking about Combat Beast earlier, kind of what Master Killer did right there, except Combat Beast gets a little bit closer to that grass line, and he is bad fast through there. So we'll have to see if that's what he has coming out of the pits. In fact, he's just now exiting the pits right now. There you see him with the 13 of Commando Grip, pretty close in tow. But there go the 22 of Yotes and the 11 of Cinepews. Both went right on by the 13 8-car of Combat Beast. He's going to try to get up and jam through those gears as quick as he can. Let's see if we can get up with this 8-car. He's going to try to get into the corner best he can, get the best possible entry. And look at him all the way down on that grass line. And look how much speed he carries through that tunnel turn. Does a phenomenal job. Oh, gotta love these people, I tell you. Yep, absolutely. Ben, oh boy. All right, so enough of that crap. No, I do not buy followers. I do not buy subscribers. None of that for me. So, yeah. That's okay. Not a problem at all, Cape. I get you. Sleeping on a job. No. Oh, even Rock NASCAR said he had to go potty. What is this? No potty breaks. I don't get a potty break. And Lord knows I've drank enough of my my Rays here. About 3/4 of it. I could probably use one, but no. That is all right. I'm used to it. Right by now, with all these, with 3 streams a week, at least for NNR, this internal clock of mine knows that between the hours of 8 o'clock and about 11 o'clock, there are no potty breaks. You're cut off. Tie it up. Hold on to it. Nope. You're not doing it. So let's keep on going through the field. Hell of a battle right here for P number 2. The 11 of Cinepews got the 13 of Commando Griff and the 22 of Yotes right up his trumpet, as the one and only Rick James would say, shoving all the way down that straightaway. And man, I tell you what, if there was a possibility of the 11 being pushed into the corner a little bit beyond his comfort zone or a little bit beyond his limits, that could have possibly been it. But the 11, being the expert that he is, the wheelman that he is, able to maybe tap the brake a little bit, get that nose to set, get back on the throttle, and keep that 11 moving. Good job in that number 11 LeafFilter.com Chevy Camaro. That is the way you use those rumble strips to get that car to turn. Good job by the 20 of Duramax, sitting just a little bit further back. And one more lap here in stage number 2. We're going to go ahead and catch back up with this Hellman's car. And man, after those 4 brand new tires, nobody's got anything for this 8 car. So we're about to unfurl the stage 3 flag here in just a moment. But Combat Beast, he's going to go ahead and take the honors in stage 1 and stage number 2, this time untested, and grab max points down this short chute into turn number 3. As long as he doesn't use too much of those strips, doesn't get loose. Good job by him hitting it right in the middle. Let it wash back up towards the wall, and Combat Beast going to come across the line. Winner is stage number 2 again. Good job, Combat. No. Nope, nope, and no. Cape, no. All right, so stage 2 in the books. Again, Combat Beast went ahead and took that one as well. So we're going to go ahead and unfurl that stage 3 flag. And for anybody that's new out there, if you yet to know how to follow NNR, I got one more short little commercial break for you. And of course, you know it. We'll be right back.
Hey NNR fans, don't miss any of the action by following or subscribing to Repeat's Twitch channel. Turn on notifications and you'll always know when the best preset league on Xbox hits the track. Check out his YouTube channel too to see all of NNR's past races. Follow No Name Racing as well as Repeat 1975 and others on Twitter, and you'll never miss any of the action.
Yeah, Monster called it. Commercial break. Absolutely, but that's the last one of the evening. Unless you subscribe. If you subscribe, man, you may get a commercial break between now and the end of the race as the 8-car of Combat Beast and the 11 of Cinepuse take the line side by side. 47 laps make up stage number 3. As always, the longest stage. Now, 47 laps. And we've seen these guys go in on lap 15 and 16 because their tires have had enough, the fuel has had enough. So we're going to see everybody pit twice, but man, it's going to be very, very close. 47 laps. We saw the 8-car go 16 laps earlier as you watch the 11 just, lick the stamp and send it. Going through the tunnel turn, 8-car Combat Beast, he's going to try to reel him back in. Going through turn number 3, they're going to be nose to tail. Here comes the 11 of Commando Grip to the inside of the 8-car. Nothing doing right there. He's going to fall back into P number 3. 22 of Yotes King. He's going to duck on underneath the 13 as well. Give that 8-car a shove. They are going to be side by side going now 3 wide. Going down into turn 1. Whole bunch of checking up. You cannot do that 3 wide. Going into 1, it is just way too tight. Somebody's going to go on up, smash that outside wall, get some damage, lose all kind of momentum. Now, we've seen the 8-car be able to come back from something like that, but can everybody do it? I don't think so. But hey, man, I don't pretend to know what these guys are capable of. Now, the 9-car Q-Dog sitting back here in about P number 4 with the 8-car Combat Beast 2 is inside with the 0 of LXTX7 behind him, the 0 of Lil Tank, and then I believe that's going to be the 98 of Master Killer sitting back there also. So now the 8-car came back from a deficit just like this earlier, and he was kind of taunting those guys like, yeah, you go ahead and you push, you do whatever you want to do. You're not going to get away from me. A Commando Grip is absolutely hunting this 11 back down. 11 should have the preferred entry in. The 13 not able to stay to his outside. Commando Grip going to have a little bit more momentum. The 13 got kind of a shallow entry into 3, and that's going to allow the 13 to pull the outside. But he actually does have the 22 and the 8-car back behind him. So again, the 8-car showing a whole lot of speed, able to run these guys back down and absolutely left the pack that he was leading, now being led by the 9 of Q-Dog and the 0 of LXTX7. Top 4, all nose to tail, down this Long Pond straightaway one more time. Monster, by the way, buddy, thank you very much for those 8 bits that you cheered earlier. Absolutely appreciate it, man. The sights and sounds of Pocono Raceway. Man, amazing track. Amazing track. Always a lot of side-by-side. I mean, you see when it's a real race. If you go and watch the Cup guys here, just like at Indy, when you see you're watching the Indy 500 or whatever, as the cars are snaking down the front stretch, you actually see the real Cup cars do that same thing here at Pocono. You watch them snake down the front stretch because it is so long. You get such a huge draft, and usually on the restarts, you can watch them go 5 and 6 wide. Easily doable, but just trying to get back in is another story altogether. These guys have all gone commercial free, caution free rather, since the beginning. The truck race was something that J-Pop brought up before all this kicked off and said, you know what, we only had 1 or 2 truck cautions last night, and with only 10 or 11 guys here in the Xfinity race. He told him, I don't expect any cautions from you. So that they've absolutely ran with that, and looks like at the line, to answer you, Robbie, 41 laps to go here at Pocono in the NNR Xfinity Series. Robbie, good to see you, man. Oh, a little bit of contact behind. I might have spoke a little too soon. Maybe the commentator's curse. We'll have to see, but definitely one car hard into that outside wall. So far, keeping up with the 8, the 11, and the 20. No caution as of yet. And since it was just one car, I don't believe J-Paw will call a manual caution because just one car went around. I'm going to try to work back up to these guys up here because there's a good battle for that position. And it looks like they've all been able to sort it out. The Zero LX TX7 98 of Master Killer and the 8 car of Combat Beast sitting 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And just as I say that, they have started to, they've started to dial down that speed just a little bit. J-Paw has in fact went ahead and pulled out that yellow flag to allow everybody to get on back up. I'm guessing after that car hit the wall, he might have collected one other. But yeah, caution is out for the first time here at Pocono. You guys all see that scroll going on and on above my camera. And I've talked about this a few times over the last several weeks. In fact, I worked out a deal with Raise Energy to be able to offer up a bunch of sample packs to where you got 4 cans of Raise Energy, a couple of hydration on the go packs, as well as maybe like a no sleep and the energy pack and whatnot. Please, guys and gals, go on over to repsports.com. Repsports.com. Take a look around. Whether you're into bodybuilding and you use whey or protein or anything like that, or if you just need a little bit of a shot during the day as a little bit of a pick-me-up, you don't want the sugar, you don't want the carbs, you don't want the after-drink crush. Go on over and absolutely repsports.com and order yourself a case, even if it's just a sample pack of some Raise Energy. My wife said that the strawberry colada was actually really, really good, as well as the guava mango. She said both of those were good. I personally, I'm a big fan of the grape, the sour gummy, and the watermelon frost. Another one that is not on there, and I'll try to show you. Let's see here. Another one that's on there that you don't see, and that's this top can, the Apollo. The Apollo's really, really good, as well as the can right here on the right hand side, that Galaxy Burst. Oh man, and absolutely the Voodoo. If you're a fan of Orange Crush, the Voodoo is amazing also. Orange Crush or Fanta. The Voodoo is awesome also. So go on over, again, raysports.com. And not only that, when you're at checkout and you're putting in your card info, your shipping info and all that, put in repeat 1975. I dare you. See what happens. I'm just going to take 15% off your order right off the top. And, definitely a big, big thank you. I'm actually going to be placing an order tomorrow. I actually drank the last can of the, the Phantom Freeze earlier after lunch. And, man, amazing stuff. But, yeah, that Apollo, the top can, that if you go to your favorite supermarket and you're going down the ice pops and ice cream and all the frozen section, the red, white, and blue popsicles, that's exactly what the Apollo tastes like. It's absolutely amazing. So yeah, go on over one more time, repsports.com. When you go to checkout, put in promo code REPEAT1975 for an instant 15% off. I definitely appreciate it. Absolutely monster. That's what they're called, Patriot Pops. That's exactly what they taste like. Flat amazing. Bama will tell you, because Val's got a whole bunch sent to his house while he was over in Korea in the United States Army. She'll tell you they're amazing. Raise energy off of repsports.com. Place your order. Repeat 1975 under the promo code for an instant 15% off. Guys and gals, thank you very, very much. We're about to restart this race here from Pocono with under 40 laps remaining. 13 of Commando Griff, 22 of Yotes, 0 of LXTX7, and the 8 car of Combat Beast. That's going to be your top 4. Back under green, 38 to go. Everybody now chasing that 13, your current points leader here in the NNR Xfinity Series. Ooh, something happened there with the 8, and I'm going to guess after bouncing off the wall a couple times, he might have a little bit of damage. Let's actually see if we can't go ahead and pick up on that 8 to see if he actually does.
Let's go get him.
We just heard something about, go get him. So I imagine now that this 8 car is going to be a little motivated to prove one more time that he can go from the back to the front. Looking at the hood pin here on that front right, I don't see any damage. I don't see where the hood's sticking up. So it looks like that slight contact with the wall. Really no big deal whatsoever. We'll have to see if this number 8 Helmets Camaro can march his way back to the front in these next 37 or 38 laps. We saw him do it in shorter time earlier, and also with that caution, everybody will still have to make, I believe, 2 more pit stops. But here comes that 8 through 1 and 2. Down the long pond straightaway. He's going to pass 2 cars here. He should have the momentum on the inside of the 20. Going to go ahead and check up just a little. But again, man, he has been bad fast through that part of the track. Let's bring it on back to the mainstream. Again, big thank you to Combat Beast for allowing us to ride on board with him, as well as the 11 of Cinepuse and the 20 rather of Duramax. All right, so we are back. And, battle up front, getting very, very close. 0 of LXTX7. Looks like he's going to try to take a shot at leading this thing with the 11 of Cinepuse very, very close in tow. Cinepuse decides rather go to the inside line and push the 13 of Commando Griff back to the point. And, 11's just going to stick right there with him. 22 of Yotes. He was just a little bit further back. 98 of Master Killer. He's also going to take that high line. So it could actually end up being a pretty good points night for the 0. The 0 told me in pre-race to keep an eye out for him when it really counted. So far, keeping true to that word, riding right now inside the top 5. A little bit of damage to the hood from the 9 of Q-Dog. Sorry about that, Q-Dog. Not quite sure if that is damage from going down pit road. I'd have to say probably not, because as these cars got by him, he's not actually able to stay right there on their back bumper and keep up and try to push them down these long straightaways. It almost looks like he's not even really getting that big of a tow. So I'm going to imagine that the damage on the hood of this number 9 is legit. 34 laps remaining. So again, everybody will have to make 2 more pit stops. And the 9 just flat sent it into turn number 1. Got into the 20 just a little bit. 9 says, I ain't going to the back. I ain't losing it easy like that. And yeah, down this Long Pond straightaway. 20 has a strong draft off the double deuce of Yotes King. Yotes looking up front. He sees 6 or 7 cars up there all battling it out. We're going to go ahead and bring ourselves back up there as there's now a battle for the lead between the 11 of Cinepuse and the 0. As Monster said out there in chat, LXTX7 is absolutely having a great race, battling here for the lead. Combat Beast again able to pull himself back to the front, 3 wide for the lead. 11 in the middle, LXTX7 up by the wall. Who's going to give? Who's going to take? Going into 1. It's a rough track to do it 3 wide. Combat Beast smartly. That's why he's able to keep this 8 car strong. Backed up, let them go. We're going to go back double file going down the Long Pond straightaway. Here comes the 5, a little tank behind the 8. Yeah, Monster, nobody's been able to keep that 8 car out of first. That I don't know what kind of a setup he's got, but man, he's able to really use the draft to his benefit, pull himself back up even when there's 2 or 3 cars drafting. They have not been able to keep him in the back. If somebody else can come up here and take this 8 out of the win, man, they will have absolutely earned it. Because, man, he is absolutely showing that he's come here to race. But, he's not going to make up a whole lot of points on the 13. 13 now relegated back to, I believe, P number 4, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, P5. No, P6, rather. So you see the 98 of Master Killer up in front of him. You see the 44 of Baritone Boss right behind him. But just like the 8 did, he'll be able to use that draft and pull on up. Looking at the front end of that Toyota that the 13's driving, I didn't see any real damage. So something's going on. But this 13, he's got. If he made any changes under that caution, I would imagine under the next pit road stop, whether it's under green or yellow, that. Maybe under the last stop, he made some changes that the car didn't like, but he was losing a little bit of ground. Made up some ground though there through the tunnel turn. Have to see what he's going to be able to work out. Monster, I completely agree with you. He's looking a little tight. Needs to get down just a little bit lower on entry into turn 3 and use those rumble strips to help this 13 turn across the stripe. That time 30 laps remaining, so 3-0 laps. Again, everybody will have to pit 2 times. That caution did not help that. So right now the 8 car Combat Beast, he's up there in the lead. The 11 of Cinepuse sitting P2, LXTX7 sitting in P number 3. Same old characters up front week in and week out. Looking behind this 13, you see the 44 of Baritone Boss. 5 car Little Tank making his presence known. Maybe trying to look just slightly to the inside of that 0's got the little bit of help from the 98 of Master Killer. coming through turns, almost said 3 and 4. Coming through turn 3. Hashtag what turn 4. Yeah, doing a hell of a job, and that 8 car is just pulling away. It seems like this lap count keeps popping up for me. 29 to go for anybody that might have just joined. Now, I got to kind of wonder. I mean, the 8 cars so far, he's been pretty good throughout. Does he have I guess we'll find out here pretty quick whether he's just got the short run, burst of speed and was really reliant on the draft, or if he's let's see if he's got the long run speed where he can maintain on his own. The 3 or 4 cars behind him, led by the 11 of Cinepuse, which has a little bit of damage on the hood. It looks like they might be starting to catch him, but they can't stay single file through most of the turns. As you just witnessed there, going through turn 1, they had to kind of check up just a little bit in order to try to stay right there with the 11. I think the 11 might be getting a little bit closer, inch by inch, foot by foot, car length by car length, back up to the 88. In fact, let's go ahead, and I mentioned earlier that I've got a ride on, or an onboard, I should say, with the 11 of Cinepuse as well. Well, let's go ahead and pull up old Cinepuse and go on board with him, just like we did with the 8 car earlier. See if maybe we can find out where the 8 is beating him through the corner, or maybe where the 11 is making up some time on him. Let's go on board. Go ahead and one more time. Go ahead, let's crank it up for a lap or two. So I think it's pretty safe to say that the 11 is making up time over the tunnel turn, as well as off of turn number 3. But Combat, he's just very, very strong back on the throttle. The 11 not really able to run him down as much as he'd like. He's made a couple of gains where the 8 car has looked tight, so we'll have to see. The 11 of Cinepuse looked like he was able to really gain a little bit because he's got a pretty loose car. But that also means that he is absolutely dogging that right rear. I'd love to see his menu up in the top left to see exactly where that right rear tire is. Combat Beast that time able to get down just a little bit, but man, this 11 is absolutely coming. There's no doubt he's got his draft at the line this time. 24 laps remaining, and irregardless whether I go to Duramax, the 8 car Combat Beast, or the 11, as we were just on board with him, neither one of them are showing what kind of fuel they got left. So it looks like the 11 is better on the long run, but man, that 8 is a rocket ship on the get-go, and that's where he gains most of his time, and that's where everybody else has to burn their stuff up trying to catch back up with the 8, as we just might have come to a point in the race where we'll have a battle for the lead. Looking right now, the 11 is going to go ahead and dive on under. Going into turn 3, the 11 may have the advantage because of how loose he is, but the 8 car is able to get back in the throttle. Yep, the 11 able to get that right rear to turn just a little bit more. Let's put old Cinepuse to the point. Combat Beast relegated back to P2, but man, one hell of a battle. And just as I say that, I was wondering what the right rear on that 17, or I'm sorry, the 11 was. I think I just kind of gave it away. Right rear on this 11 sitting at 17% and 2 laps of fuel. So man, one hell of a battle to get up there, and there's going to be one hell of a battle getting down pit road, because they're all going to have to get it on down here. The 11, he's really able to get that car to continuously go down on that apron over the tunnel, where the 8 car seems like he's just a little tight. Again, the 11 car getting all the way down on his rumble strips. You see the rear end kind of kicking out just a little bit. He went from 17% going into turn 1 before down to 12% just one lap later. So 22 laps remaining. He's got 1 lap of fuel. We're going to see this 11 come on down pit road. And if I was a betting man, I'd say that's either the 20 or that's the 98, since the 98's been coming down pit road first. Nope, it's going to be the 20. And yep, there is the signal from that 11 car saying that he's going to pit this time. And you saw the 8 swerve in right behind him. This is going to be a hell of a battle coming off, because the 8 fires off quick. The 11's been able to stay with him. We'll see who's better now on new tires. Going down the short stretch between turns 2 and 3, both of these guys going to come on down pit road. Who's going to be more aggressive? Who's going to risk possibly getting that black flag? They're going to have to hold on to as much track position as they can. Looking back to the 8 car, he's going to whoa it up. So did the 11. No harm, no foul. They both get 18 laps of fuel and on a full tank, and that means they're going to have 4 laps to go. So we might be looking at a splash and go to be able to take it the rest of the way. Good battle though, right there for P number 1. Zero of LXTX7. You see that car rocking a little bit. He's still in it. He mentioned earlier that he had an issue lagging out. He lagged out twice over the last couple weeks as soon as he came on down pit road, and it looks like the 11, he's gonna go ahead and hold serve coming out of the pits. So now the 11 ran down the 8 car. We know the 8 car's got speed. I have a feeling, just maybe a little bit of a feeling, that he's going to be able to run this 11 back down. But who is going to have that long run? That's really when it's going to matter the most. 8 car, undisputedly, I believe, or if there is such a word, has had the best car all night long. But it looks like the 11 has really turned up the wick when it's really mattered. Oh, let's go back and check in with that 0. Nope, there he is. Back out on track going into turn number 3. LXTX7 still very much in the hunt. Brandon out there saying, "Let's go, Cena." Man, I gotta agree. Cinepuse several times throughout the season and turned down for what on Saturday nights. Decided to be an in race during cautions and whatnot. So I definitely appreciate him. Still kind of going through the field right now. It is showing that the 13, a Commando Grip, has yet to pit. So Cole 315 out there in chat said keep an eye on the 13, the 9, the 44, and the 98. All 4 of those guys. And yeah, I mean, here is Baritone Boss. He did pit a couple of laps later. I don't have an onboard with Baritone. I don't have an onboard with the 9 of Q-Dog. Don't have an onboard with the 98 or the 13 either. But man, I'd love to be a fly on the gauges to see exactly where they were. They all had to make up 2 or 3 laps in order to be able to go. So if the 8 and the 11 were up there burning through everything they had, while the other guys kind of hung out in the back as we watched the 13 of Commando Griff come on down, that means Commando Griff will be good to go until the end. Hell of a strategy. J-Pod shouted it out in the beginning during qualifying. That strategy can very much be used here at Pocono, and it looks like all these hashtag J-Pod militia cars might have got the message. It's nice to have teammates, isn't it? Back up front with these leaders. Now, I don't think at this pace that they can save those 4 laps. They had to have been doing it since that caution came out in order to go all the way. But man, I'm right there with these guys. You know, race it out. Don't save it out. But man, saving fuel is a part of racing. You know, look at Austin Dillon and his Coke 600 win. It pissed off Kyle Busch to no end. But man, at the end of the day, these guys can say that they had bad fast cars all the way to the end. Just maybe not enough gas. 17 laps remaining when these guys came on by the start stripe that time. You know, over the weekend, I went to Orange County Speedway and got a chance to watch Josh Berry in the Junior Motorsports number 8 super late model get that one during the Cars Tour race. And Lane Riggs, I'm not sure if a lot of y'all out there would remember Scott Riggs. He drove the 10 car many years ago. Well, his son Lane, he's about 14, maybe 15 years old, doing a great job in that car. But his hood mounts on the back of the hood, those mounts broke, and the only thing holding the hood on were the hood pins. And every time he got up behind somebody, his hood was going like this. It was like it was waving. I give that 14 or 15-year-old kid a whole lot of credit for being able to control that thing around a 2/3 mile, very banked asphalt track. In fact, I went to Twitter earlier today. I tagged iRacing, I tagged Dale Jr., I tagged Orange County Speedway, as well as Josh Berry. I'd love to see that track added to iRacing for all of us to be able, that are on iRacing, to be able to race that track. It is bad fast. I mean, it's got, what kind of bank? I could probably compare the banking there to maybe turn 1 at Charlotte. It's actually really good. I'd love to see that track scanned and put into iRacing. The way the 11's car was, the way his hood was flapping was kind of what kind of jogged that memory. 14 laps to go. So now, out there in chat, you got to kind of wonder. The 8-car Combat Beast and the 11 of Syracuse, you see them nose to tail. Do you think that they've figured out that the other guys pit a whole lot later and they're going to be good to go to the end, and these two would back down their pace? If they've got the shifters, go ahead and drop it into third, drop it whatever. We're throwing in a neutral in some of these corners to be able to save just a little bit and maybe only go a 3/4 throttle down these straightaways. 13 laps remaining. Again, they are right back on it. Almost got to kind of wonder if the 8-car Combat Beast isn't going to allow the 11 to try to save. 11 up high, 8-car is going to try to come on back down low. No dice right there. Back nose to tail. Going down the Long Pond straightaway. The 11 of Syracuse still leading the way. Logan saying, what's up? Watch Master Killer's got enough fuel to make it to the end. Lagged out again. Man, I hate that for you. I really, really do. If anybody wants to know who Logan DeBra is, man, this makes 3 weeks in a row. Very, very unfortunate for you. But man, thanks for sticking around and watching this and seeing it through to the end as the 11 and 8-car come on by. 12 laps remaining here at Pocono in the Xfinity series. The only race that's left for these guys is the same race that's left for the truck guys. Charlotte Motor Speedway next week, right back here, same bat time, same bat channel. If you haven't already, go on up, smash that follow button, hit the subscribe too. You'll get that commercial-free content. The only commercials that you'll see during a 30-day period is just the ones that I run about the Zazzle tab and also how to follow NNR. And man, there's still a little bit more to come. I'm not done yet. I tell you, we saw the 44 and the 9 both come on down pit road relatively about the same time. Master Killer in stage 1 and stage 2 was the first to come on down pit road, so it'll be interesting to see how he does. Got the 20 of Duramax sitting right in front of him. If these guys are both on the same pit strategy, let's see if we can actually pull up old Duramax and take a look at what he's showing and kind of go from there. Let's ride along with this 20 car for a lap or two. Stand by one. And crank it up one more time.
Come on, dog. Friendship.
All right, so there is our answer. He's got 3 laps left in the tank. So the 20 is going to have to come on down within the next few. And he's got the 98 of Master Killer in his draft. Has Master Killer been backing it up and saving just a little bit to be able to go the rest of the way? We'll have to see if what Logan said comes true. Let's bring it on back to the mainstream here. All right, so that's what we were just watching. Still, no change. These guys are still nose to tail. Let's keep on going through the field. There is the 13 of Commando Grip all by himself. Heading into turn number 3 right now. He's got no one directly ahead of him and nobody directly behind him. He can absolutely run where and how he wants to run. Maybe, as a few of y'all have said out there in chat, save just enough to make it the rest of the way. But this 20 car will be pitting here in the next lap or so. In fact, I would imagine that the 20 will be on pit road this time as we end up back with him. There he is, signaling to Master Killer that he's going to come on down. And there it is, Master Killer staying out there, staying up high. The 20 allowing the 98 to get on by. And if Master Killer goes 1 or 2 laps more, he should be good to go. Nine of Q-Dog and the 44 of Baritone Boss. They're still duking it out. Nine laps remaining here in the final stage. 9 more laps to declare a winner. Could we possibly see another first-time winner to make it an even, what is it, like 13 or 14 different winners here in the NNR Xfinity Series? Definitely the most amount of different winners in any of the 3 series. The truck, that's been completely dominated by bowling. The Cup Series has been all CGMX Rose, More Smoke, and Lucky Dog. Stout Whiskey's won a couple, and it's been a great season among all 3 series, but nowhere has there been more parity than right here in the Xfinity Series. Any one of these cars on any week can go on up and take that W. Gonna go ahead and work our way back up to there's the 8. Now you don't see, I don't think that's the 11, I believe, yep, the 11 right there. Okay, so the 11, he either just came off of pit road. I'm actually gonna go ahead and check in with him. But first, I'm actually gonna go ahead and check in with the 8 to see if he shows me how much fuel he's got left. Eight-car Combat Beast as he comes across the line. 6 laps remaining. And he's got about a second back to Cinepuse. Not going to show me his fuel. And you too, J-Pa. Absolutely. J-Pa, man, I tell you what, he can go to, if NNR never has another season to going down the road with right here on Xbox, J-Pa can say he was or is an NNR winner, getting it done at Talladega. Man, still great job on that J-Pa. There's a lot of fun talking to you in the booth. Took 2 years, man. It takes a lot to get a win here in NNR. So 5 laps remaining, and it looks like the 8-car's fuel light just came on, so he's going to have to come on down pit road. It will be flat interesting to find out who is going to go ahead and take over the lead. If the 8 or the 11 had enough of a lead to maybe just grab right sides and a splash to go the rest of the way, or right sides and a can, it might mean something as far as a little bit of track position. I'm pretty sure they're going to go ahead and give away this win. There is Combat Beast. He's already signaled that he's going to come on down. Looks like he got a little tight on the exit of 3, woeing it up, coming into the pits. And let's see. On his menu, survey says 1 can and right sides only, not fixing any damage, just like I thought. He's going to try to come on out in the best possible shape that he can with just 5 laps remaining, now 4 as he crosses the start stripe. Going down pit road will absolutely be an interesting finish all the way. And once he comes on back out, we'll see where he stands. The 11 of Cinepuse came right in with him. We already saw the 20 of Duramax go down pit road. So when the 8 exits pit road, actually, you might as well stick right here with the 11. But as they come on back out, I just mentioned the laps. But it looks like the 13 of Old Commando Griff right now is showing as your leader. Our points leader is now the race leader. And I'm going to guess, if all these hashtag JPA Militia members had a plan, There's nobody in his sight, so he doesn't have to worry about any dirty air. He can get into the corner out however he pleases. He's got one car right behind him. I'm going to go ahead and try to find him right now. It's going to be the 98 of Master Killer. Yeah, they just said, watch out for MK. He's got enough. Could Master Killer come on up here and snag that win? Let's ride on board with this 13. Doesn't look like he's able to get the run right there, but man, he is absolutely close. Let's go back. There are these two, and there is the space between. Looks like the 98 is able to hold that bottom line just a little bit better than the 13. He's absolutely got the draft going down the longest straightaway in NASCAR. Huge pull. You see that 98 closing and closing and closing. He's got to hear that Jaws music by now. Just 2 laps to go. 98 might try to look to the inside. Could this be Master Killer's turn to go ahead and get it done? 13 up high. Master Killer's going to go ahead and duck on in, and they're just going to run nose to tail. Earlier we heard the 8 car of Combat Beast saying, you know what, y'all go ahead and run nose to tail. You could do all the drafting you want. It's not going to matter. Well, Combat Beast not able to hold on. He's a little bit further back, sitting in P number 4. He's actually just about half of the track behind. But it's only Yotes King that he's got to try to pass if he wants to try to get up into P number 3 to get that podium spot. 8 car Combat Beast did take stage 1 and stage 2. 2 laps remaining now as they took the green last time. As these guys come on by turn 3, it'll be white flag in the air. I don't know, Cole. Look at the 98. He's looking a little hungry. He might want this, and if he's been sending it into the corner, a little bit of a side draft right there off the 13. Master Killer going to go ahead and send it on into the turn. Not quite able to make it stick. Huge run to the outside. Here comes Master Killer. Side by side into turn 3. Master Killer's going to go ahead and use those rumble strips to get that 98 to turn. 13's going to go ahead and check up. He's got a better run through. White flag this time is going to be a battle all the way around. Nope, I guess I was wrong. That was for the win right there. So great side-by-side battle between the 13 and the 98. That's what I get for watching something else. But, man, one hell of a job. Commando Griff going to go ahead and win, and that could solidify his championship depending on points that the 8 got in Stage 1 and Stage 2. Master Killer P2, Yotes King P3, Combat Beast, very, very strong run in P4, Q-Dog P5, Cinepuse, Baritone Boss, Duramax, Lil Tank, and LXTX7 in that 0 rounds out your top 10. Great, great job. Yeah, Logan, you said Master Killer was going to be there, and you were not wrong in any sense of the word. Great job by old MK. So if the 13 of Commando Griff just did clinch the championship, I don't think anybody can make up 20 plus points in one race next week at Charlotte. I'm pretty sure the 13 just clinched. We'll have to check with J-Pa here maybe when we get into post race, but we're going to go ahead and allow these guys to cool off. Let that 13 go ahead and burn it on down. And we're gonna get back in and get the booth set for these guys in post race interviews. Guys and gals, we will be right back, I promise. right, everybody. Definitely appreciate y'all for sticking it out. And again, man, all the chat, going back and forth, a whole lot of fun. We are here with our top three. First driver of the Double Deuce. J-Pa says best driver in the Double Deuce in all of the NNR series. Well, Yotes bringing it home P3 one more time. There's a lot of back and forth for you. A whole lot of great battles around the track with many different people. Even though there are only about 10 or 11 guys on track, definitely seen different battles around this 2.5 mile speedway all night long. Walk us through your race and what helped you with this P3.
Yeah, so at the beginning, it was J-Paw's like, hey, man, I thought you were the fastest one out here. You seem so excited to get this race going. I didn't qualify very good. It smacked the wall a few times. And I said, just wait, just give it a moment. I'll get up there. And slowly worked my way through the stage. When we came out for the caution, that really helped, allowing me to fix up my car a little more, allowing it to become faster. That's really what helped me at the end of the stage fighting Combat. Man, he was so fast all night. It's a shame that it came down the fuel mileage. I totally thought he was going to have me there at the end. But yeah, stage 2, I mean, I ran my race. Stage 3, I was running until I realized the caution popped out with 38 to go. I'm like, that's easily doable. So me and Q, man, I got to give a shout out to Q. We linked up and just charged around the track as much as we could. He ended up coming down a lap before me. I came around, tried to get one more, and going to the end, I thought it was just going to be me and Q on that plan, but Griff and Master did an amazing job tonight with their P1 and P2.
Yeah, I really didn't catch on with Master Killer's fuel. In stage 1 and stage 2, it seems like he was the first one to come on down pit road each time. And I'm like, okay, well, it doesn't really look like he's saving any. And I'm guessing maybe that was part of his strategy to fake the rest of the field out, maybe not pay a whole lot of attention to what the 98 was doing, but lo and behold, able to come on up. But man, this is going to be right now or before this race, you were sitting about P6 in points. I think you were just 44 behind Commando Griff. I think that's kind of an insurmountable amount of points to make up. But man, great finish tonight. You finished ahead of Colt 315. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it. As I always say, life and family first. Had to deal with a little bit of both. But he was out there in chat, absolutely rooting everybody on. Congratulations, P3. Any quick shout-outs for you, sir?
I appreciate all the guys that have helped me get ready for this race. J-Paw especially for putting this on every week, allowing us to continue racing, especially with a little bit of a drop. But you can't do much about that. iRacing's taken over. And then appreciate you for streaming this, Pete. And man, yeah, I'm still holding out for that win. Hopefully we can get it done next week.
Well, Charlotte Motor Speedway, it's going to be a phenomenal race, phenomenal group of guys. Man, I'm sure I'll see you there next week. Good job, sir.
Thank you very much.
You got it. Master Killer 737, driver of the 98. Man, you made that car look good. You faked me out with your fuel strategy. Talk us through that stage 3. In stage 1 and 2, you were the first one to go down for fuel and tires. Stage 3, a little bit different. And man, you absolutely pulled it off for a P2. Walk us through it.
Yeah, stage 1 and 2, I was more on the conservative side, just trying to get the car to the end of both stages and focus on stage 3 and getting in a good position. I had the numbers I wanted to make, and I got there. It's just it just came down to grip at the end, and it definitely was a heartbreaker to lose it off of give that position back off of 3.
Man, y'all had me faked out so much. I thought you guys still had one more to go because you were so far ahead of everybody else. But man, at the line, you and the 13 side by side to go ahead and get it done, and you raced each other cleanly. That really says a lot about your personality, as well as the respect that you and the 13 have for each other. Although I highly doubt that J-Paw's gonna want to try to settle any Hell in a Cell kind of wrestling matches between a couple of his J-Paw militia members. One hell of a race. Good to see you back up inside the top 3, back in the booth, man. I know, of course, the J-Pop Militia is going to be out there, but what shout-out you got for everybody? And oh, by the way, Logan DeBra, LXTX7, he was rooting you on in stage 3.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's just unfortunate. I don't race. I don't try to move anyone or make contact. Me and the 13, along with our other J-Paw group, have a lot of respect. And 13 he could have done a lot, but he knows he was in a good position and didn't want to ruin that. And I didn't want to put both of ourselves in a bad spot. I'd like to thank you for broadcasting week in and week out. J-Paw Militia crew, everyone from J-Paw down to Xfinity guys, Cole, Q, Baritone, everyone, the Griff, Bills, even though he's been on and off, Dylan, with his personal stuff. It's all just communication and just getting the car right, and it just wasn't the grip down up there at the end. But I'd like to thank Kelly for putting this on, and all our guys in trucks with Iron Man and Beast. So
I do have to ask you one more question because of the way that final turn played out. You were on the inside of the 13 of Commando Griff, and you washed up just a little bit higher. Do you if you can go back and replay that in your head, or if you had a mulligan, to use a golf term, would you check up going into turn 3 a little bit sooner to really be able to navigate your way around, use the rumble strips to get that 98 to turn, or do you think you'd play it out the same way, possibly being able to get in front of that 13 car and take this win?
I backed up going into 3 as far as I can to roll it in, and it was just the tires were too old and my back end was coming out. I didn't want to go up into him and cause a wreck. Points are too valuable here, and I'd rather me get second place than have both of our days ruined and fall back even further. Griff's got a championship to win, and he's in the best position he can be. So I think pretty much after this week, Griff does have it pretty much secured. Just has to start and do well at Charlotte, and he'll get it done.
There you go. See, a lot of people say perception is reality. Well, obviously, you just proved my perception wrong. I thought maybe you cooked it into 3 just a little too hot, but not the case. Just some older tires. You all definitely made that run work. Able to come home P2. Congratulations one more time, Master Killer.
Thank you. Thank you again.
You got it. Well, guys and gals, I guess that's going to be... No, I can't do that. Commando Griff. Man, I tell you what, you weren't up front all night. Not like leading all night. You led a few laps. Fuel came into play because that caution came out. And you're able to hang on back. Cole 315 was out there saying you're going to have to watch these J-Paw Militia guys because it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, pretty damn close. Oh, man. So when did you realize that it was going to come down to fuel, and how much did you have to back off in order to get this W?
Well, as soon as that yellow came out for contact between the 8 and the 11 and the 0, no, Baritone's 44, I jumped on the radio real quick and keyed up the guys and said that this is it. This is exactly the scenario that we were talking about before the race. 38 to go. It's doable. We can split it. We can make it on fuel. And man, I thought I would be feeling a lot happier with this win, but to be honest, I am just I feel grief-stricken almost, Pete. That there's nobody that I wanted to win that race more than MK. Guy has worked his butt off, being up there with us, competing week in and week out, and especially with Pocono being his home track, this was his win right here. And I even coming down towards the start-finish line after I crossed him over, I gave him permission. I said, hit me, rub doors, do whatever you got to do here. And he has got nothing but respect for all these JPOW members of the militia. He is just a class act, Pete, and I've got nothing but good things to say about him.
Oh, I absolutely could not agree more. Over the last couple of years, I've done giveaways, and some of them included, the chat, and it helped me give back as I like to do, and he would keep track of the picks of the people out there in chat and help me out. And at the end of the race, when it came time to give some gift cards away, I could always go back and ask Master Killer who had the correct choice, rather than having to scroll through hundreds of messages and find a winner. So Master Killer has been a great help to me. He's a great asset on the track. I know he's a great friend to many people here on the Xbox. But man, I could not agree with you anymore. Well, I tell you what, bud, and I'm gonna let old J-Paw chime in here. I just brought the points up on stream. Okay. Even though Combat Beast went on and he was clearly the dominant car tonight. I mean, he could run 2 or 3 cars down that were drafting together, get back up, take the lead, and actually start to drive away. He took stage 1 and took stage 2. Enough can't be said about that. Even with those 2 stages, you came into the points tonight 24 ahead. Now with the win, I think once J-Pod gives these points over to Coey, I have a feeling all you've got to do is show up next week at Charlotte, and I'm pretty sure this championship is going to be yours. J-Pod, how do the points work out for stages? Is there a difference in points between first and second to third as they go back, or is it just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way back?
It should be where the stage winner would get that extra bonus point during the playoffs. So 11 and then 9, 8, 7 on down.
Okay, so Combat Beast came in 30 behind you, 6 behind Q-Dog. Commando Griff, man, I think you're gonna. I'm not. I can't say anything official. I'm not an admin, nothing like that. I'm not J-Paw. I'm not SWATs. I'm not Coey. But I think you're sitting pretty. I think it'll be your picture next to Bowling so far for the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series going up on the website in the months to come. Congratulations, buddy. Any quick shout-outs before we make this official next week?
Yeah, absolutely, Pete. Man, we put on a heck of a playoffs. We did a lot of learning in the preseason, and learned a few things about what to do with the tires, what to do with fuel strategy, how to race all these guys, and it really paid off here in this 6-race stretch. So obviously, shout out to my J-Paw Militia members. Again, shout out to Master Killer for one hell of a finish. That it's got to be up there with some of the closest Xfinity finishes so far, besides maybe Watkins Glen earlier with Combat and
that was fun.
KFB. But shout out to him for racing me clean there. Shout out to all these guys who we just have a good time out there, Pete. We chat, we joke around with one another, and it's really more family than it is militia. So shout out to those guys. Shout out to my vivacious wife. I'm having to come up with more synonyms each week. But she's wonderful. She hops off the internet for about 2.5 hours and lets me do this, and it really means a lot to me. Shout out to Protov. He's always been in the chat here lately. Shout out to Cool Hand Luke, Jubes. Shout out to my buddy Alec. I know he's going through a little bit of a hard time right now, but he'll make it through. He's tough. He's got a good future ahead of him. And this last shout out might be a little uncalled for, but this is for Richmond. Here, kitty. We pulled one off tonight.
There you go. Oh man, J-Pa, buddy, these guys put on one hell of a race as always. We've got one more race next week, Charlotte Motor Speedway, under the lights, to crown a champion. Commando Griff's looking pretty solid. I know that you were out there on stream, and I'm sure in chat, you know, monitoring everything. Any takeaways from tonight's race? And I guess we lost J-Pa. All right, not a problem. Well, guys and gals, one more time, definitely appreciate all of you guys for coming out and hanging out. As always, chatting it up, keeping me company. I appreciate it more than you know. But we will see you right back here, same bat time, same bat channel for the NNR Cup Series. Right back here from Long Pond, Pennsylvania to see if Lucky Dog, CGMX Rose, the Aviator, or Stout Whiskey can maybe gain a little bit on those top points. It's going to be one hell of a race. You're not going to want to miss it. If you haven't already, go on up, smash that follow button, hit the subscribe if you can. If you've got Amazon Prime, you can merge it with your Twitch to get Twitch Prime. That gives you one free subscription a month, as well as a whole bunch of DLC, Twitch TV, and all kinds of extras. I definitely appreciate it. I will see y'all tomorrow night. Have a good one.